And hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for another episode of The Mind of James and another solo episode. Last week's guest, Joe Buck, was awesome. And it really made me remember Colorado and all the things that I could have done. And I know it's not good practice to remember the bad things. Um, but sometimes it can be good practice that remember the things that could have been. You don't want to harbor any regret. Um, you don't want to harbor grief or sadness about it. You can grieve about it. I sure did, and I think I still kind of am. But before we get into that, we're smoking on this Raz nicotine vape. The flavor is frozen, juicy strawberry, and it tastes pretty good. And we're not drinking. We're not drinking. I just haven't had the urge to drink these past couple weeks. Um, just really haven't, and I think that's a sign to say, hey, stop stop drinking. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've had since I moved into this apartment, and which was back in August of last year, I've probably had 4 beers a week. One at Hooters, and we started drink. Well, we've always had beers on the podcast here, but that was about it. It was just one at Hooters. Um, if I was sitting at Hooters, well, back before or back in August and around that time, I could say I was slamming two tall glasses of beer at Hooters down, and um, man, I just don't. I just it tasted good, wet the whistle, quench the thirst. But after a while, it's just like, okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, why am I doing this? What is it doing to me? And it just wasn't helping me at all. Yingling is a fantastic beer. Cincy Light is a fantastic beer. But for me personally, I'm just not having the urge to drink at the moment. That could change. That could all change next weekend. So, yeah, we're just sitting here, stone sober. Um, but anyway, go ahead and drink Yingling. Go ahead and drink Cincy Light. Go ahead and drink all the things you want to drink. Uh, yeah, just do that because I still support those two products and they're fantastic products. I wish I was sitting here in a Cincy Light sweatshirt drinking it or a Yingling sweatshirt drinking it as having them as a sponsor. I would love them to have them as a sponsor. Anyway, but that's my little drinking rant. um, but yeah, so Joe, we had a guest last week, Joe Buck. Fantastic dude, man. He's got the vibe I'm looking for. The chill that'll help you out with anything, and will just sit and talk with you. You know what I mean? And that's what I like in someone. Um, I was up at 5. It is currently 11:55 p.m. On the 19th. I was up at 5 in the morning, couldn't sleep, so I started streaming. Um, I took a nap before I started doing this because I just ended at like what 8:39. I ended a stream, Um, but yeah, he was a fantastic guy. It still is. And I'm glad I got to meet him. And he lives out in Colorado. And I lived out there for a year. And when I first got out there, I was like, okay, let's just slow roll this. I got a job at O'Reilly's, and I was single by myself. I had my dog and me, and just smoking marijuana, playing video games, thinking like, okay, something we're gonna do something out here. I don't know what it is, but we're gonna do something. And I do a podcast. It's like, okay, we'll do a podcast. Well, so Seven Doubt was created, and further and let me be clear. Later in these episodes, I will reveal exactly what happened in Colorado because it's something that I need to process because it was at the end of it was fucking miserable. It was horrible. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to myself. It was fucking horrible. And so the beginning of it was great. At the end of it, it was horrible. Um, I got out there, was just trying to like, okay, I'm in a brand new city. I don't like this is not normal for me. Normally, it's I go to work, come home, and play video games at the end of the day. But this ain't normal for me. Um, so I had to like process that. So about a month into it, I meet the girl I dated out there. Uh, and yada yada yada. I already told you this story. We'll get into her a little later. Um, but so we start dating, and I'm like, maybe this is the reason why I'm out here. Normally, I don't do things without a reason. Um, and the reason to go to Colorado was because that's what I felt like God told me to do. Go to Colorado. Um, so we start dating. We start talking and whatnot. And in the beginning, like all relationships are great. Um, it was fun. I would go pick her up on the weekends. Mind you, I would drive an hour up to Fort Collins, Colorado, and then an hour back to Denver because she was living with a host family. Um, so it was a 2 hour drive every weekend. Um, and then she got her a job making good money. Good money. Now, mind you, I'm still working at O'Reilly's, uh, making 16.78 an hour. Just trying to figure out what to do. And then I get a job at a wireless uh, construction. I don't want to say the name, um, but they work on cell phone towers. So they climb those tall cell phone towers. And I'm like, I'm not cool with heights, but I'll try it. And I really kind of shot myself in the foot on this one because I didn't really experience the fullness of it and what it had to offer. Um, so I start working there, making, I don't know, $22 an hour. And all the meanwhile, this chick is making six figures a year. Because let's give her the credit that credit's due. She put the work in for it. Like that was her goal to do that, to do that with her life, and that was not mine. So, and this is where I have problems with people because it's like, and I guess in all reality, I kind of got a taste of my own medicine. Um, I would meet people or date people that just like it just wasn't having their shit together. You know what I mean? Wasn't having what I guess what I thought I wanted, but I was there. So I, we started dating, and I started realizing I'm like this is not conducive. So I had a Toyota Camry and I had a Yukon. I bought the Yukon when I was out there for snow because that Camry wasn't going to get anywhere in that snowstorm, in those snowstorms. So I got the Yukon. She got her driver's license. Well, I taught her how to drive because she didn't know how to at all. Taught her how to drive. Um, but anytime something happened with that car, and it was still in my name, and she was driving it, she goes, "It's your car. You deal with it." And in my heart of hearts, I was like, that just doesn't sound right. I've never had that said to me before. You know what I mean? Usually when I let someone, I'm dating them and they need, I always had a truck, drive the truck or just, hey, it was always thank you. You know what I mean? Never once did I get a thank you at all. Never once did I get, I appreciate that. So it was always, and it always happened like a toll bill, um, tire. It was always, it's your car, you pay for it. It's like, and here was my mindset, and this is the dumbest mindset you could ever think of, so take notes. Well, if I, show her a better path, maybe she'll change. Never works. Never works. And I you probably just heard the AC kick. You probably just heard the AC kick on. Uh, it's warm here in Cincinnati, in Ohio. So anyway, let me get a quick smoke here. When you have that mindset, you are setting yourself up for failure because it's never going to happen. Never going to happen, folks. You could try all you want. You can do everything you can. You can talk yourself to your blue, talk to that person till they're blue in the face. They're not gonna care. They're not gonna listen. They're not gonna say. They're not gonna say or do anything that's gonna make you happy. But my mindset, I was out there. What happened was in my mindset, I was out there to make sure she was set up. You know what I mean? She's in a brand new country, and we started dating. So, um, and now that I've had time to think about it, it was basically like I think God was trying to teach me a lesson again because I do love hard. You know what I mean? I do have that empathic style of dating where it's like I'll stick around until the ship sinks, and while it's sinking or while it's sunk, and I can watch it going to the bottom of the ocean floor. So like, well, maybe it might resurface. I don't know. So I think that was a big lesson I had to learn too, because it was it was pretty bad. Um, by the fourth month in Colorado, I quit smoking weed because I wanted to work for an oil and gas company. Uh, by the fifth month in Colorado, I was basically miserable. Um, Miserable, absolutely miserable. And I remember one time I was donating plasma to make money so I could not use my account for food. By around the end of it, got like month 9 is when I was doing this stuff. Now, mind you, I went out there fully stocked with money, nice car, nice motorcycle, came home with $2,000 in my pocket and a GMC Terrain, to which I probably shouldn't have bought. So we get to month 5 and I'm just miserable in Colorado. Miserable. And nothing was helping. I was stuck in my head. I was stuck in the deepest, swampiest, darkest parts of my head and could not get out of it. And like I was praying and I was just praying. But what really happened, what really screwed me over was that I took my eyes off God. I took my eyes off God, and that's what was the biggest because I put my faith in this person, and this person turned out to be, lack of a better terms, a dud, another dud, another dud of a person, in my opinion. Meaning, like, she is only going to use people. She is never going to be happy, and no matter what, she could be surrounded in a whole room, but inside she's going to feel cold and alone. And I was starting to turn into that. Like, I would rather be alone on the outside and completely peaceful inside, which is where I'm at now. You know what I mean? When it comes to, I don't. 90% of my day is alone. You know what I mean? People wise. But like with the streaming, it's starting to go like 60-40, which is so much better than 90%. So we get to month 6. And month 6 was probably the point where I wanted to stick a gun in my mouth. And you're probably sitting here listening to this, asking yourself, like, dude, why didn't you just go home? Because I was really wanting this girl I was dating to be like, okay, I get it, and it was just never gonna happen. It was just never gonna happen, and I fumbled the ball on that. I should have told her to kick rocks as soon as I heard it the first time. It's your car, you pay for it. Now, mind you, the car was in my name for a couple months while she was driving it. And I was making the payments on it, the insurance payments, all that stuff. Should have kicked rocks. Should have told her to kick rocks. Bring me my car back. You are not, no. But I let it happen. I did it to myself. So I fumbled the ball on that. And it's taken me a while to say that out loud. We are now almost 2 years, less than 2 years back from Colorado, and I finally have admitted that out loud to myself, out loud to you guys. And sometimes you just got to sit and process it for a minute. It could take 6 years to process. It's just because how the damage was done. You know what I mean? The damage was rough. And now I'm sitting here in a really nice apartment, having a podcast, streaming, realizing that I could have done this the whole time. I didn't have to go to Colorado to do it, but it was probably Colorado that really helped me think of doing it. Uh, so let's see. Month 6, the worst. Months, month 7, I'd have to say it was just like month 6. Um, and I gotta tell you, man, God works in mysterious ways. He works in the most interesting ways you could ever think of. I was lined up for a position at an oil and gas company. I was gonna move to Iowa. I was ready to go because it was just like I'm not tied to Colorado as much as I am tied here to Ohio. Um, I remember one time I had these sayings on the wall. I wrote some sayings on, just to keep myself motivated and just to keep myself trying to be positive and hopeful about things, that they were going to turn around for me at least. I think I was just kind of accepting the fact now that this is this is this is who she is. She ain't gonna change. Let's just ride this out. Hopefully, I can get one of these oil and gas jobs and get the fuck out of here, so I don't have to deal with her. Like, all the meanwhile, I could have just told her to kick rocks and just moved on with my life. You know what I mean? So I was set up for a position out in Iowa, and I remember the exact day. I had it written on my wall, and I took it off my wall. I said, "This is never going to happen." Threw it in the trash, and I get the email that morning. Hey, you aren't considered. Thank you for applying, and thank you for going through the job process. I was just like, man, what if I held on to that piece of paper just another day, just another fucking day? I could be in Iowa right now. Um, and it just, you know, it's just things like that where it's like, man, hang on for one more day. Just hang on for one more day because it could be that day. You know what I mean? It could be that day. So that was month 7. Month 8, it's quite noisy around here. Neighbors are stomping, AC's on, and the sirens are going. So apologies, but we're just starting this out. So we get to month 8. Month 8, I am working for I am job hopping like crazy, and I hate doing it. I fucking hate doing that, you know. Um, so we're just trying to find a job, man, that we can tolerate while I'm sitting here dealing with her and dealing with this situation I'm in. So we're month 8. I'm working for a livestock trailer company that is just like. And here's the problem with companies. They all scream integrity and integrity, and we believe in this, we believe in that, and then when you get in there and don't start doing it, and when you get in there and start working, you're just like, they fucking lied. They fucking lied. But hey, you know, like I said, so all this to say that it was just like, it is my it is my greatest lesson that I've learned, and it is my greatest fumble I've ever fumbled. And I started getting into comedy out there, and I wasn't having fun with it because I was so miserable thinking about, like, well, this and that, and like working for oil gas with this girl. So miserable with that, I couldn't enjoy the little things. I couldn't enjoy the little things. I couldn't enjoy um, I couldn't enjoy the walk around the apartment. I couldn't enjoy um, seeing the mountains. I couldn't enjoy any of it. Like we went to climb the Manitou Incline, and that was okay because it was a workout. So I was working everything out, and it was just and the thought hit me like if you could do this, you can do anything here. Why are you why are you stressing yourself out about something that's easy that's it's going to take some work to get through it, but you can do it. Like look what you just did here. You think you can't go be the best you can be at your at this trailer company? So a week, maybe 2.5 weeks into this trailer company, I'm like, I'm done, man. This is not conducive. This is not conducive for me. But then I get a job at this place building the chutes and like all the things in a UPS and an Amazon or a FedEx, those chutes that all the packages go through. I build those, and I was killing it, man. I was killing it. It's like if I just would have hung out there, if I just would have put my feet in the ground and said, "This is it. This is where I'm staying." I'll do comedy everywhere else. I mean, but there was this monkey. There was a monkey on my back. This little scratch at the back. Like, man, you need to go home. This is not working out for you. You're only gonna get yourself in a bigger and deeper hole. This is not working out for you, man. You need to go home. So I look on the company's website that I'm working for now, that I worked for before I left. They were hiring a welder. And I was just like, that put me in the back of my mind. That stuck there. I was like, I can cut my losses now. I can go home and I can try and rebuild this life that I had before. And we're here. So I forgot about month 10. Month 10 and 11 were just working for that shoots place. That that package whatever. I can't think of the words right now. But yeah, man, I was miserable month 5. And I kind of just got comfortable with being miserable. And I fumbled that ball. I fumbled that opportunity that the more I think about it, the more I keep telling myself I fumbled the opportunity. Maybe I just learned the lesson that God needed me to learn. To really okay, you move again, you ain't dating. You are there for you, and you are there for what you want. You are not there for anybody else, because nobody else is going to see this dream that you have. You know what I mean? And there's more of Colorado that I'll talk about, but it's still just it's still weighing. It's still really weighing. And it's like, just get over it, move on with it. That's easy for you to say when you haven't lived it. So, and the thing is that when you go through things like that, and you put yourselves in those situations, and you get yourselves in the situations, you're the only one that's going to get yourself out of it. Like, I came home and started working 10-hour days, and thank God, they would even have me back. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. able to rebuild my life and still continue to podcast. And because I knew when I got back, I was like, okay, I got to keep podcasting. I saw a thing, Kevin Hart, start something, finish it. It's like, okay. And when it comes to comedy, I'm hearing not yet. Every time I'm like, okay, I want to go get on stage. I want to go get on stage. Not yet. Like, okay. Not yet. So I don't know. But what I do know is that if I had the chance to go back and do Colorado all over again, of course there would be things I would change. But would it end the same? Would it end the same? Would it all come down to me sitting here again, talking to you guys about something different that happened? You know what I mean? If you believe in the fact that God has already written your story and knows every step, then I would be sitting here telling you a different thing that happened in Colorado. So for me saying I need to, I really needed to come home and digest and process what happened, because it was just a trifecta of a fucked up day. So, and I'm glad I went through the experience so I can come on here and talk to you guys about it, because maybe you guys do the same thing when it comes to you find somebody, you want to put all of your energy into that. You want to put all your energy into that, but at the end of the day, you have to put all of your energy into you. Because right now in my head is that the energy is all about me, and like the discernment senses are tuned up, the weird energy feeling senses are turned up. Like I'm really protecting me and my energy at this point, because I don't have a lot of it left to give out. I don't have a lot of the drive to help people anymore. I don't. Honestly, I don't. I find you where you're at. I leave you where you're at. And it's been a huge energy saver for me. It really has. Like, good. You want to sit there and shove a needle into your arm? Okay. Let me know when you're 6 months sober, then we can work on it. You really want to snort that powder, you go right for it. Let me know when you want to change your life and mean it. And normally, it would be a situation of I'm gonna check. It would have been, all right. Let's get you cleaned up. Do anything I can to help you. Not anymore. Show me you want to get clean. Show me you want to be a better person. You think you're going through a life of fucking people over, and you want to change that? Show me. Other than that, I don't have time for you. I do not have time for you. And I don't. And right now, I am just at the point in my life where it's just, I'm good with that. You want my energy, you want my help. You gotta earn it first. You gotta earn it first. So, and I try and give people the benefit of the doubt every day. And every day, people just give me a reason to be like, you're on your own. You're on your fucking own. Just like me, I am on my own. I got myself into this situation. I worked myself out of this situation. And now mentally, I'm still trying to work myself out of the situation. Because, right now, I'm sitting here, I'm doing a podcast, I'm streaming, I'm making amazing friends on the stream. I am making amazing strides in this podcast, and I am making good money again. And I'm sitting here, and I'm getting healthy, eating. I was about to say vegetables, but eating fruits and trying to stay away from high cholesterol things, and trying to mentally be a better person, and spiritually be a better person, and physically be a better person. But my mind is still processing that stuff, and it's still processing um, what happened. And we're in, just like me sitting when I first started this podcast, never would have told you. Didn't want to tell you. Kind of just wanted to put it in the past and leave it there. But with these podcasts, with these episodes, and with talking to the camera, slowly it helps. It helps me, and it could and I keep saying it. A sentence out of this thing, or a word out of this thing, or just an idea out of this thing could help somebody out there, and my job would be done, and I'd be okay with that. So, hope, and I'm praying that it reaches the people that it needs to reach to help. So, yeah, that's where that went. That's Colorado. Kind of in a nutshell. There's more to there's more in that nutshell. We'll get to it. We'll get to the point. And we'll get we're doing good though. We're doing good. I downloaded the BetterHelp app for therapy, so we got that far. Haven't really dove into therapy yet. I want to. I want to start. I kind of want to start doing it. Kind of want to start seeing where it goes. But if there's anything you can take away from this podcast, if you're feeling some bad energy around someone, let's just say someone you're dating or someone you're acquainted with, get the fuck out of there. Don't spend another second doing it. I keep my apartment cold, so you're going to hear the AC kick on quite a lot. Get the fuck out of there. There's no reason to be there, and there's no reason to spend any more time than you fucking need to. You know what I mean? No more reason. So that'd probably be the only thing I'd want you guys to take away from this. So, but I want to thank you all for joining me for another episode. Just thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. So, with that being said, we're just going to say twitch.tv/on the level 162. The Instagram is @on the level 162. And TikTok. I hear TikTok's going to get banned again, but who knows? So that's @on the level 162 gaming. And then the podcast, Spotify, YouTube is @mindofjpa, and the Instagram is @mindofjpa. Just remember, I love all you guys. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you for the support. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for just watching. Remember to fear God and keep His commandments. And I will see you on the next one.